What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Vince King here with a short video for YouTube. Wanted to show you guys my trading setup that I use in the truck. Yes, I am an over-the-road truck driver and I do day trade every day. Now, when I'm at home, I do trade, at the house. I got my own little desk set up at the house and whatnot. But you got to get it every day, right? So I mostly drive on the West Coast. Sometimes I'm in the Mountain Time Zone. So market opens 6:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. typically where I'm at. So I always try to be done trading by 8, 9, but sometimes I go a little bit past that. Even though I am a truck driver, I do make sure I get my butt up and trade every morning. I look at the stock market as a way that you can buy back your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing I always, and then another thing, when I first started driving trucks, I was kind of frustrated because some of you may know me, a lot of y'all don't, but everybody knows that I always like to have multiple streams of income, and like being on a truck 24 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, sometimes even longer. You're confined to that one space, and you may not be able to get you a side hustle going, get your side, like as opposed to when I had a regular job where I had a set schedule. I had other hours in the day where I can have side hustles going for myself. But in the truck, you're confined to the truck. So I look at the market as definitely not a side hustle, but definitely another source of income. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that I wanted to trade in the truck as well. I've been driving for over 3.5 years, and I finally just came to that realization last year, like, hey man, this is definitely something that I can do on the side, to make another source of income. And I've been in trading. I've been teaching myself how to trade for 7 years, since like 2018. I didn't really actually start taking it seriously until about 2020. But like I said, I've been teaching myself for 7 years. Right now, I currently day trade every single day. In a month or two, I'm gonna start doing swing options, like a couple weeks to a month, and then also leap options as well. But I want to show you guys my trading setup in the truck. I have multiple screens to view different charts at the same time. I got my brokerage platform open here in the middle. I use E-Trade, and they have a desktop version of the Power E-Trade. Well, it's actually a mobile version. I mean, not mobile version, it's a web version. So it's just straight from the internet browser. And I also use, right now I'm using Robinhood Legend for charting. I like Robinhood Legend because I can easily, view multiple charts at the same time. I mean, multiple charts with a click of a button. Their drawing tools are very easy to use. Right now, I'm currently in a Volvo truck, a 2025 Volvo, and some of the companies you actually can they actually order trucks with desks in them and tables or whatnot, but my company, they don't. So I actually had to make my desk from a piece of plywood. Actually, this is a makeshift desk. So what I did is I got a piece of cardboard and I traced the edges of this cabinet over here. This is my fridge under here, and then this cabinet over here, this is kind of like a closet. This is where I keep my clothes, and there's a drawer that pulls out right here. So this side is sitting on the top of the drawer. I don't know if you can see that. This drawer pulls out. This is the fridge right here. And this side, I was gonna build a leg for this side of the table, for this side of the desk, but I haven't got around to doing that yet. So I'm just using my step stool that I was using for my students. to get to the top bunk, but I no longer train at the moment. And then to fill the gap, I'm just using this box right here. But I'm gonna build a leg eventually. But this works perfectly right now. So I'm gonna post a link to this tri monitor setup, and if I can find a link to the laptop in the description. I also have I always told myself when I bought a laptop, you know, because I hate using this little mouse pad, so I actually bought a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard as a set from Walmart. I think it was like 22 bucks. I need to get another set. One thing I learned about trading is everything you need to have at least 2 of, just in case something you know, breaks or stops working. You don't want to be, you know, stranded without the equipment that you need. So definitely need to get a backup mouse and keyboard. I'm actually gonna get the next keyboard that I get is actually gonna have lit keys, like my laptop keys, they light up, but my keys on my keyboard that I bought, they don't light up. And I like to, sometimes I go dark, cut this light off back here, and then I have a hard time actually seeing my keys on my other keyboard. So I'm gonna get a keyboard with lit up keys, and then I'll just use this one as my backup. Let me see. The laptop that I did get is a Lenovo. I'll put the model number with the link if I can find a link, but if I don't find a link, I'll at least put the model number in the description. To run the tri monitor setup, you do need to have at least 2 types of display ports. So this one in particular, this laptop in particular, has a HDMI plug. I think all laptops do have at least one HDMI now. This one only has one HDMI, and I also have a Thunderbolt Type-C. So the first laptop I bought had a regular Type-C port, and the salesman, he honestly wasn't too experienced with selling laptops. He was just over there. He was a great help, but he didn't necessarily know about the Thunderbolt or the DisplayPort Type-C. So I actually bought a laptop and it didn't work for me. I had to take it back the next day because it wouldn't run my tri screens. It ran one screen, but it wouldn't run the other. So like I said, I got an HDMI here and I got a Thunderbolt Type-C right here. This HDMI is controlling this screen. Thunderbolt is on for this one right here. With the HDMI plug, you do need a power source. So it runs off the USB, the regular USB-B power to turn the screen on. So if I unplug this USB right here, it'll turn the power off to the screen. So plug it back up. I do need to get a USB hub because all my USB ports are taken up. I did buy one, but it was a cheap one. You get what you pay for, right? It was a cheap one, and my screen would flicker on and off every time, you know, the slightest movement. So I'm gonna probably get a more sturdy one. I haven't done that yet. I really don't run more than these 2 USB when I'm trading, but I'm limited. So, you know, I don't have any other USB ports. So I definitely need to get a better USB hub. Move this back over here. For internet, so internet. I've been driving over the road 3.5 years. Never had internet. A lot of people use the home internet so they can stream, watch TV. I'm not really a real big TV watcher, especially since I've, you know, been on my financial journey. And I'll talk about my financial journey in another video. It's gonna be very interesting. I got this literally 2 months ago. I think it was like the end of March. Yeah, it was like March 20th. One of the best investments I could have made. T-Mobile home internet, it's only like 60 bucks a month. I had a friend that had T-Mobile. He games on his PlayStation 5. So I know gaming requires a lot of bandwidth. So I knew if he was gaming and watching TV in his truck, I knew it'd be I knew it'd definitely work good for what I needed. Also, what I like to do, I always make sure wherever I shut down at for the night, I do a internet speed test. Just to make sure I have good service wherever I am, because this T-Mobile home internet it runs off of cell service, and then it provides a Wi-Fi. It also does have Ethernet plugs, but apparently this laptop doesn't have any Ethernet ports. So I just go here, go to google.com, internet speed test, and then just click this run speed test. And one night I don't know, I can't remember where I was. I got like 400 megabytes per second. So this thing, it really does its job. It does pretty good. Anything over 50 megabytes per second is good for trading. I trade on my phone sometimes, and my phones, they only get like 30 or 40 megabytes per second if I don't have them on the Wi-Fi. So like I said, that's a pretty good speed right there. It's very good. I'm not in Los Angeles, by the way. The server is in Los Angeles. I'm actually in Bakersfield, California, making this video. I'm in the back of my cab. My bed is behind me. It's a little messy, so I'm not gonna really put it on the camera. It's gonna get bright for a second. At a Love's truck stop right now. So, like I said, today is Saturday. I'm not doing any trades today. The market is closed. I only trade Monday through Friday. I don't really, I used to trade crypto. I don't trade crypto anymore. I don't trade Forex. It is something I want to learn in the future. But as of right now, I don't trade any Forex. Y'all have any questions about, my trading setup for the truck? Y'all just let me know in the comments. If there's anything in particular that y'all want me to go in detail, let me know. I can make a video about it. And make sure y'all checking out my 100K account challenge. I just completed day 2 yesterday. Let's get acting like I don't know how to use my own computer now. So I just completed day 2 yesterday. So with the 100K account challenge, if you watch the other videos, you pretty much know what's going on. I started a 100K account challenge with $200 Thursday, May the 15th. The first day we grew the account by 43% the first day, and then another 15.5% yesterday, Friday the 16th. So I was only in this trade for 10 minutes, and these are marked. So the account went from 200 to 286 the first day, and 330 the second day. I'm anxious and I'm eager. I'm always, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I actually hate the weekends. I don't like not being able to trade for 2 days straight. So I guess on the weekends I'm gonna, focus my time and energy on learning how to be a better YouTuber. Right now I do my own graphics. I can show y'all real quick a little bit that I'm working on. I actually did all this myself. So the chart you see right here is a live chart from my Robinhood trading app, and then this is actually this. Don't pay any attention to this. This is just a graphic. This is not what I trade every day. This is literally the watch list that I had programmed on my Robinhood Legend. So yeah, I just got a whole bunch of different random stuff in there. I like to watch. I like to see how stuff moves throughout the day. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean I trade it. I mostly trade SPY. I look at SPY definitely every day. I like the way they move. They have zero DTE contracts. That means they have contracts that expire every day. Those are the most volatile. I look at Tesla every day. Nvidia, depending on what the market is doing. I actually took a few Coinbase trades this week since they announced that they are joining the S&P 500. I think they actually joined on May 18th. So I'm gonna be definitely looking at Coinbase Monday morning, because I feel like, you know, there could be some potential for some good, you know, good explosion, or even a good short. Who knows? UNH, United Health. I made some good money on some puts on UNH. Haven't got any UNH calls yet, but there's definitely room for growth there, especially what's been going on. These past few months with them. Yep. But yeah, guys, if y'all want to see anything else, or y'all have any questions about my trading setup, or, you know, trucking in general, or how I got started on this journey, I actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. So I need to, you know, sit down, make a list of, you know, topics that I want to cover. I have a real interesting journey that I'll get into, you know, in more detail as the time comes. I'll probably, since I can't trade on the weekends, I'll probably try to make at least 1 to 2 videos like this every weekend, you know, until I get too busy. I'm actually about to be on my way home in a few hours, so I'm actually gonna shut this down and get on the road. All right, thanks y'all for tuning in. Peace.